Why you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
You never seen that before.
WNBA legends just unveiled.
Why do people love Caitlin Clark? Besides her obvious skills, logo threes, and court vision, it's her fearless energy and unapologetic confidence. She doesn't just play the game, she takes over. And lately, WNBA legends have started dropping some raw truth bombs about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. But honestly, did they need to? Because it's already crystal clear who's on the rise and who's grasping for attention.
Scores. Case in point, Shaquille O'Neal didn't hold back, giving Clark high praise on Angel's very own podcast.
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
You never seen that before.
Caitlin Clark is thriving on every front. Game performance, media attention, endorsements, and fan love, while Angel Reese is knee-deep in complaints and viral embarrassment served fresh by her own mentors. Case in point, Shaquille O'Neal. This man didn't hold back when he appeared on Angel's own podcast and started gushing about Caitlin Clark. Do you think people love Caitlin Clark just because she shoots threes from the logo? That's part of it, sure. But Shaq wasn't just impressed, he was starstruck. The look on Reese's face while he praised Clark? Priceless, no one's pretending anymore. Caitlin is the golden child, and Angel is struggling to remain relevant in a rapidly changing game. At just 22, Caitlin Clark has already won Athlete of the Year and Rookie of the Year in her debut WNBA season.
And I was a hater because, you know, I'm down with you. Like, she's not going to hit that shot, and bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot, man. Like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means...
Angel? She's still busy chasing clout and retweets, while her rivals are chasing greatness. This isn't a rivalry, it's a reckoning. And Angel's not winning. Shaq even admitted it himself. He said he doubted Caitlin Clark 10 times, and each of those 10 times, she proved him wrong. She not going to hit that shot, he kept thinking. But then bam, she did, every single time. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is out here handing herself the shovel and digging her own grave. Her career highlight reel? A TikTok-worthy taunt from last year's championship. That's not a legacy, that's a meme. Even Shaq, her supposed biggest cheerleader, threw her under the bus right there on her own show. And to make it worse, he compared Caitlin to Steph Curry. Yes, that's Steph Curry.
I hate this question.
Should there be a co-rookie of the year? And it feels like we are both on the same page here.
No, they're not equal. They're not.
You're going far.
The man who changed basketball forever with his range. Shaq said Caitlin's jaw-dropping shooting range, her court vision, her playmaking, it's revolutionary. He said she's doing things no one's seen before. Caitlin averages 9 threes per game, most of them from NBA range. Angel? She's bricking layups from 5 feet out. She ranked higher than Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi on Sports Pro's list of most marketable athletes. Read that again. Messi and Ronaldo eclipsed by Caitlin Clark. She's not just making noise, she's shifting culture. She's tripling WNBA viewership, dragging a decades-old league into the spotlight by sheer force of charisma and shot selection. Angel Reese? She trends when she gets benched. Caitlin trends for making history. You think this is just hype? It's numbers. Caitlin Clark led all rookies with 19.2 points per game. She led the entire league in assists with 6.8 per game. Angel, she averaged 13. 6 points and missed more layups than some players even attempt.
Come out here and just hate for the sake of hate.
Yeah.
If you don't, just shut the fuck up, Cheryl Swoops. How about that? Caitlin Clark is nice. Like, what are you doing? And so, you know, she's probably going to go number 1 to the Indiana.
And yet she walks around like she's the face of the league. If you're going to act like you run the court, you better deliver something more than designer fits and Instagram reels. And oh yeah, those financial struggles Angel keeps airing out. She says her WNBA salary doesn't cover her rent. Look, we get it. The WNBA has problems. But when Caitlin Clark is landing million-dollar endorsement deals and Angel's crying broke, it makes you wonder, is it the system or is it the hustle? Because one of them is making it work. The other is making excuses. Now here comes the part that makes Angel's defenders squirm. Should there be co-rookies of the year? Some say yes for fairness, but fairness doesn't win games. And Cheryl Swoops, yeah, the self-proclaimed queen of women's hoops, just made it clear what she thinks. She hyped up Juju Watkins as the future and didn't even mention Caitlin or Angel. That silence, that was loud. For Angel, who thrives on validation, that probably hurt more than any direct insult. And for Caitlin, she doesn't care. She's too busy breaking records and rewriting history. While Cheryl Swoops tries to hitch herself to the next trend, Caitlin's building one. She's going number 1 to the Indiana Fever. She's already become the face of the WNBA. And she's doing it with the support of people who matter, like Shaq, like Stephen A. Smith, like anyone with a pair of working eyes. You know what they're all saying. That Caitlyn is a once-in-a-generation talent, and they're not wrong. Her games draw 20% more fans than the league average. Her jersey sales are projected to shatter rookie records. That's impact. That's cultural gravity. That's what superstars are made of. Angel Reese, she's struggling to even stay in the conversation. Her performances are forgettable. Her brand is flatlining, and she's rapidly becoming a bad investment. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's dropping 41 points in the Elite Eight and changing. Angel Reese doesn't even have a front row seat to the Caitlyn Juju era. She's out in the parking lot trying to sell tickets to a show she's not in. And here's where it gets downright embarrassing. Shaq, her own mentor, the guy who's supposed to be in her corner, literally used her podcast to hype up her rival. He spotlighted Caitlyn's off-season grind, her relentless work ethic, and her refusal to be outworked. Meanwhile, Angel's off-season headlines are more about what she's wearing than what she's shooting. One's getting better, the other's getting bitter, and critics are catching on. While Caitlyn is lacing up and grinding in the gym, Angel is hosting pity parties and podcast segments about how unfair life is. Newsflash, the game doesn't care, the fans don't care. And the league is moving forward, with or without her. Angel talks brand building, but Caitlyn is the brand. Angel posts selfies, Caitlyn posts stats, and the world is watching. When you tune into a Fever game, it's not for the franchise, it's for Caitlyn Clark. When you check trending topics during game night, it's not Angel's plays blowing up, it's Caitlyn's deep threes. Every time Caitlyn steps on the court, something electric happens. And Angel? She's still struggling to finish layups without making the blooper reel. It's painful to watch someone with so much potential flame out because they're too busy managing their ego instead of their jump shot. And let's not forget the hypocrisy. Angel loves to throw shade, call people out, and talk about how underappreciated she is. But the moment someone calls her out, she plays the victim card. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark keeps it moving. She's not begging for headlines, she's making them. She's not complaining about fairness, she's outworking everyone in sight. And that's why legends respect her. That's why Shaq couldn't stop singing her praises. That's why Stephen A. Smith has called her must-watch TV. That's why her jersey is flying off shelves. Because real recognize real, and Caitlyn is the realest in the game. The Caitlyn effect is undeniable. She's bringing in new fans, energizing old ones, and making even casual viewers care about women's basketball. She's a storyline. She's a stat monster. She's a walking viral moment. Angel Reese? She's struggling to stay in the script. And let's not even start on Juju Watkins, who's out here looking like the future wrapped in confidence and elite athleticism. Juju's rise is inevitable. She's not caught up in social media drama or podcast pity parties. She's grinding, she's producing, she's ready. And the comparisons are already flying. Caitlyn versus Juju is the new magic, it's the new rivalry. And Angel Reese? She's watching from the sidelines, praying she doesn't get left completely behind. This is what happens when you mistake hype for substance, when you think clout replaces consistency, when you forget that being loud only works when you've got the game to match. Caitlyn's silence is louder than Angel's complaints. Her work ethic is louder than Angel's social media rants, and her results speak volumes. Let's be real, no one's surprised. Caitlyn Clark has always had the it factor, the swagger, the toughness, the vision. She's been dominating since college and hasn't slowed down one bit. She didn't just step into the WNBA, she kicked the door off the hinges, and now the league is hers. Juju Watkins is gearing up for the takeover too. And the question isn't whether she'll be good, it's whether Angel Reese will still be around when she arrives. Because if this trend continues, Angel will be the name people forget while Caitlyn and Juju write the next great chapter in women's basketball. It's wild how quickly the game can move. One moment, you're the face of college basketball. The next, you're a cautionary tale, and the saddest part, Angel did it to herself. From attitude problems to inconsistent play to letting the spotlight get to her head, this was a slow-motion self-destruction. And now, the difference is clear. Caitlyn Clark is rewriting what it means to be a superstar. Juju Watkins is emerging as the future's fiercest competitor, and Angel Reese, she's becoming the warning sign. The don't do what she did example coaches show to young players, the blueprint of wasted potential. If Angel wants to stay in the conversation, the time for talk is over. She needs to play, she needs to deliver. And more importantly, she needs to humble herself before it's too late. Because the Caitlyn Clarks and Juju Watkins of the world aren't waiting around. They're setting the standard and then shattering it. They're taking over games, owning headlines and lifting an entire league on their shoulders. And they're doing it with grace, grit, and game. That's the trio that wins. That's the recipe for longevity. And right now, Angel's not cooking anything but excuses. Final reality check. The future of women's basketball is here. It's Caitlin Clark draining logo threes and making history.